In the dead quiet corridors of Robb Elementary, a gunshot shattered the silence and left an indelible scar on Texas history. Who was the officer who stood at that very moment, hands trembling, as bullets tore through innocence? For months, the city waited to hear his story, hoping it would explain why 19 children never made it home. On a sweltering July night, a jury sat in hushed anticipation, eyes fixed on a man named Adrian Gonzales. He had served as the very same officer who watched those children walk into their classrooms that day. The case was a legal labyrinth. 29 counts of endangering children, each carrying up to 2 years behind bars. Prosecutors painted a picture of negligence. An officer who failed to follow training in a moment of crisis. They argued that his delayed response let the gunman roam freely through the halls. The defense countered with a different narrative, an officer overwhelmed by a chaotic scene, doing everything possible under the circumstances. They highlighted that other officers arrived simultaneously, sharing the burden of responsibility. Family members, parents and siblings of those lost, sat in the courtroom, their eyes brimming with grief and hope. Some cried quietly as Gonzales's name was read. Others whispered prayers for closure. The trial stretched over 7 hours, a marathon of testimonies, forensic evidence, and emotional testimony. In that time, witnesses recounted frantic screams, the metallic taste of fear, and the sight of a lone Border Patrol agent charging in to stop the shooter. That agent, a hero to many, was credited with ending the nightmare before it could claim more lives. Yet, for those who lost children, every minute mattered. Every decision felt like a weight on their hearts. The courtroom buzzed as the jury deliberated, their faces pale in the dim light of that historic courthouse. They weighed the evidence. Photographs, video footage, and the testimony of a former student-turned-shooter. And they considered the chaos. A building under siege, with smoke and gunfire echoing through its corridors. Outside, news vans hovered, reporters ready to capture the verdict that would shape Uvalde's future. The city held its breath, hoping justice would be served, yet fearing the unknown. Then, finally, the judge called the jury back into the room, a silence that seemed to stretch for an eternity. The foreman stood, his voice steady but trembling with the weight of what he was about to say. "We find the defendant not guilty on all 29 counts." A gasp rippled through the courtroom. Some people clapped. Others stared in disbelief. For those who had survived the shooting, 10 students who walked away from a nightmare, the verdict felt like a fragile sigh of relief. Adrian Gonzales was acquitted, his name cleared of the charges that once threatened to eclipse his career and reputation. Yet, the story didn't end there. Other officers, including former Uvalde Schools Police Chief Pete Arredondo, continue to face legal battles. Their trials have been postponed indefinitely, leaving questions about accountability still unanswered. In the aftermath, Uvalde grapples with how a community can heal when its guardians are called into question. The town's future hinges on whether trust can be rebuilt in those who once vowed to protect it. As the courthouse doors closed that night, the city was left to confront a truth. Some answers come swiftly, while others linger like shadows over a quiet street. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more updates.